Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand why we have to practice meditation and what kind of meditation we have to practice, and out of practice, what kind of benefits that we can gain. So knowing benefits are very necessary, because when it comes to our conventional life, most of time our society based with these benefits. Once you know what are the good benefits that you can gain, and sometimes you have more effort to do it. If you know that, because we are living in this ordinary world, and we are just ordinary people. We all like to get good rewards. But at the same time, out of that effort, if you can go into more higher level, so nothing wrong with that. So always we need to look into to use the time to be beneficial to ourselves and become better. So that's why it is important to know the benefits. So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the most of people misunderstand that the kind of like Buddha told the world is suffering. Actually, the world itself, so the whatever the Buddha told or not, it doesn't matter that whoever tell it or not, you know it is suffering or not. So the suffering is always there. But what the Buddha taught, how to get out of the suffering. So that is what important thing. Suffering you can't stop. The world is suffering itself. Wherever the world, how long it going to be, wherever the four elements governs, heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, there are always change going to happen. Where the change, unsatisfaction going to happen. Where the unsatisfaction, always selflessness going to be there. So that is worldly nature. But what the Buddha taught, rather than going in that way, so there is a way that you can get out of it. So that's why when you come to the practice, you should know out of this practice what you can gain. And so in the very conventional world, we all need to be better every day. It doesn't matter you like it or not, our life always going to change and always going to grow, always going to develop. But that development become profitable if you have the good intention. So according to the intention, whatever the result, outcome going to be there with you. So you are responsible for the outcome. So then if you become mindful about the intention, then you can change your outcome. That means you can change your life. So it is up to you. It is your choice. If you are suffering, if your life going through difficulties, if you are not happy about the life, the way that you go through, and if you are not happy as who you are, then change your intention. Change your bodily, verbally, mentally action following that intention. Then you will see the outcome going to be changed. So, practicing meditation give us the clarity regarding our point of view, regarding our own mind. That clarity is very necessary. So, that clarity, if you don't have that clarity, what happens? The mind have ability to create hallucination. It's called vipallasa. It's called misconception. So what you see, what you perceive, you recognize as something else. So then your reactions going to become wrong. When the reactions become wrong, result also going to become wrong. So when the result going to become wrong, what happened? You are responsible for the result, then difficulties happen. So this misunderstanding, you can change. You can come to clear understanding if you practice meditation. So today we are going to talk about this vipallasa or the hallucination. And then you know the benefits. And at the same time, why you have to practice meditation, how to practice meditation. So there are many methods when it comes to meditation words. So then you have to be very careful, and at the same time you have to be very open, because we live with most of information that we collect from outside. So then very first thing, that according to the Buddha's teaching, this meditation word come from the bhavana, has a different purpose. So there are many people practice many kind of meditations, and the most of the meditation based with the mind. But at the same time, when it comes to this, according to the Buddha's teaching, what we talk about this bhavana has a certain method. So one of the thing is developing your mind with the perception, and at the same time get out of unwholesome actions. Developing profitable skills. This is what we call cultivation of the mind. And there are some people talk about different kind of meditation, and sometimes they say doing nothing is meditation. Just close your eyes and stay silent, doing nothing. But that's not going to work for this practice. Because here, when you come to cultivation of the mind, your awareness always should be there. And that awareness has to have the energy and the effort, moment by moment, and it has to be continue with the primary mental object to be there. And at the same time, you have to have the clear understanding what is happening inside you. It is not just becoming neutral and allow things to be as it is. So that's why when it comes to this meditation, there are two methods we call tranquility meditation and insight meditation. So tranquility meditation means bringing our mind to one place. Get out of this monkey mind. Another way we call it chitta bhavana. One pointness. Tranquilizing, calming down the mind. And once you have that background, it allows you to get out of this 5 hindrance, this turbulence, busy mind, and settle down. So once you have it, your awareness becomes sharp, clear, and using that sharpness, clarity, then we go to vipassana level. That is mean you develop your critical, analytical, deeper, logical understanding to see how things come to be as they are. So that's mainly regarding that what is happening in you related to 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. So that is the human body or the human being. Form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. So once you have the clarity how this arising, existing, changing, it going to take you to deeper understanding about the idea of this self. And at the same time, you come to the very bottom level to see the change. So that is the journey that we go. So seeing the change, experiencing change will allow you to get out of this misunderstanding. So when we go, if we go back to the very beginning, the vipallasa, this hallucination or the misconception, there are three kind of hallucinations. So the hallucinations means taking that which is truth as false and the false as truth. You take what is right as wrong, wrong as right. Truth as fault, fault as truth. You flipping the idea. Ugliness as beauty, beauty as ugliness in the conventional way. But basically, truth as fault, fault as truth. So there are three kind of hallucinations, three kind of misconceptions, three kind of vipallas, three kind of delusions. So one is called the sanya vipallas. It's called hallucination of perception. Sanya vipallas. So that what you perceive, you misunderstand. You understand it in a wrong way. Inside your mind, you have different idea about it. And second one called chitta vipallasa, hallucination of thoughts. So whatever the thoughts arise, and it's completely become wrong. And the third one called ditti vipallasa, or the hallucination of views. So the wrong perception, wrong thoughts, wrong view. Of course, that in the outside world, the right things happen, but you take it as wrong. That is what is called delusion. So it happened in you. And it is very personal. It's not going to happen to the same way to other people. But most of the time, it happens to us, and the outcome going to become very different. And we interpret it as a many different way, but still, it's a wrong understanding. So there are three kind of methods that to understand this. There are three kind of stories giving to understand this, how this happens. And then we can go into why this happens. So somehow all the hallucinations happens with the idea of I am, me, my. So that is the base. If you don't have that base, most of time, these hallucinations not going to happen. So when it comes to sanya vipallasa, or the hallucination of perception, there are four kind of perception. So one is impermanence as permanence. So whatever impermanence, we take it as permanence. So that is one hallucination. Sanya vipallasa. So that's belong to the first one. So in the first vipallasa, or in the first hallucination, there are four things. So the first one is we take impermanence as permanence. The second one, impurity, we take as purity. And the third one, suffering, we take as happiness. The fourth one, there is no soul or unchangeable self, but still we take, there is a kind of like a soul or unchangeable self. Those are the four things that happen related to the sanya vipallasa, or the hallucination of perception. Impermanence as permanence, impurity as purity, suffering as happiness, and no soul as soul. So there are three kind of stories to make it more clear. So when it comes to these three vipallasa or the three hallucinations, so the first one called sanya vipallasa. So there is a simile for that. It called wild deer. So there was a man in the middle of the jungle. He started to do farming. So then there was a wild deer always come and start to eat all the sprouts. And the farmer has no choice. So what he did, he made a dummy like a human being, human body. And he drew the head and put a cloth like a white cloth and hand and with the bow and arrow. He made a kind of like this dummy look like a hunter. And now what happens, the very next day, when the deer come, so the deer start to see this dummy in the middle of that paddy field. And the deer got scared. Even that deer opened its eyes to the maximum, still the deer start to get scared, believing or knowing it is a human being. So but how that happens, because the deer used to see human beings, hunters. The deer had past experience. So that past experience, sanya, so all the mental formations related to your past experience brought to this moment, and analyzing that your past memory, you recognize this present moment. So that is why the deer got scared, believing this is a human being or the hunter. Not exactly in the present moment of that what the deer experience. This is the nature of the hallucination of perception. So then just imagine, when we see things, even though it is impermanence, and sometimes we take those things as permanent. Why? Because in our mind, we have some kind of memory related to that, and we hold it to it. And rather than the present moment of experience, we believe our memory. This happened to most of us. And impurity as purity. And the same thing. We believe our past experience than the present moment. Maybe it take long time for us to understand. We are wrong, but there are very people even understand it. And there are a lot of people die without knowing that what they believe, not truth. They believe that whatever they believe is as truth. They die with that. So it's kind of like our own past experience make us blind. That is the power of hallucination. And this no soul the same. This everything change as we know, this entire universe change moment by moment. But still, people believe that there is something in us. A very good example is few days ago that everybody in most of the states experienced this eclipse. And what is the beauty of it? That is the very good moment for you to see the change. That everything in a journey. Nothing going to be there forever. Sun, the moon, the earth, everything moving. There is no any single 1 second going to stop this all. No. Everything in a journey. So we living depending on the sun, the moon, the earth, basically. Just imagine the other planet, we don't see that. So then we have to understand how something can be permanent in us. Because we are very byproduct of the universe. We are byproduct of the water, we are byproduct of the sun, the moon, the earth, the wind. So then that all energy, but it is not a kind of like something solid, permanent. But still people believes, no, there is something. So that's why. From where it comes, because deeper that our mental formations. And so that is the sanya vipallasa, so hallucination of perception. And the chitta vipallasa, so the hallucination of thoughts. For that there is a simile, like magician. So the magician taken some soiled to his hand and he saw it, and whoever look at that, his hand, it looked like gems, gold, kind of like, but it's really just the soiled. There is nothing real gems. So like that thoughts. So that's why you have to remember that most of our thoughts build certain things, and even though it is just simple soiled, in your mind you see it as kind of like a gems, gold, or kind of like valuable things, but it is not such a thing. Our mind put a shield, our mind bring with ideas, no, it is like this, then you experience it like that. So then always remember, when thoughts arise in you, don't validate it suddenly. And the next one is ditti vipallasa, or hallucination of view. Personal view, self-centered view. It's like, there is a simile for that. It's like the man who has lost the way in the middle of the jungle, the desert, or in the middle of the busy city. Just imagine. Sometimes there are people and they go somewhere, even they don't know they lost the road. They go on the wrong way. They don't know that. They believe they go on the right way, but it is not the right way. They are on the wrong way. Because if you recognize you are going on the wrong way, then you suddenly you start to find the right way. But the problem is, just imagine, if you are on the wrong path, without knowingly it is the wrong path. If you are on the wrong path, believing it is the right path, how kind of situation going to happen? This is what happened most of time in our life. With deeply that what we believe, what we practice, and with personal, our lifestyle, those kind of things. So, why this all three kind of hallucinations happens? where the mind go wrong. So one of the thing is when the mind govern with the greed, hatred, and the delusion or the ignorance, that is where this all the hallucinations start to activate. So then always remember that in case if you experience some kind of greed or the hatred or the anger or the delusion or the ignorance or not knowing reasons, then be careful about that. Have the introspection. Again and again, observe yourself or withdraw from the moment. Don't react to any situation. Don't keep going with thinking, thinking, thinking. Keep going, talking, talking, reacting, reacting. Withdraw and go into complete silence. And once the mind little bit settle down, you can start. So that is where this practice help for you. Because once you start to develop this practice, it's very easily you can have the introspection and you can see the very condition of the mind. And when the greed, hatred, and the delusion arise in you, and you know it is a kind of like an invitation for the hallucination. So that is where you are capable to withdraw and create a gap in between your thoughts or the moment of experience and the reaction. So that is where you govern your awareness. Once you have that, it helps you to change your reaction followed by the intention. Once you have that, you are capable to change the outcome. So that is something that you can practice every day in the conventional world, basically based with your own personal life. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. And your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line. And be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And now allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. So do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhammanudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadhi Maranam Ha Paribunjissami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.